The latest updates surrounding Bobby Brown have brought renewed attention to long-running discussions about Whitney Houston's death. According to people close to Bobby, he is no longer interested in staying silent about what he believes happened behind the scenes. Many are saying that recent events have changed the situation completely, and that he may finally be ready to speak more openly than ever before. A major turning point came on June 22, 2026, when legendary music executive Clive Davis passed away peacefully at his home in Manhattan at the age of 94. His family confirmed that he died after being hospitalized with an upper respiratory infection. As expected, many artists and music professionals paid tribute to his remarkable career and the huge impact he had on the entertainment industry. However, not everyone reacted with sadness. In many parts of the music business and across social media, the response was much more complicated than simple mourning. For decades, Clive Davis was considered one of the most powerful figures in the music world. He helped launch and shape the careers of many successful singers, making him one of the industry's most influential executives. Because of his position, many people believed he had enormous control over artists, record labels, and business decisions. Some even claimed that people were afraid to challenge him or speak publicly about their experiences because they worried it could damage their careers. Since his passing, rumors have spread that some people in the industry finally feel free to share stories they have kept private for years. There is growing speculation that former artists, executives, and employees may begin discussing experiences that they were previously unwilling to reveal. Some online conversations even suggest that confidentiality agreements or personal fears may no longer prevent certain individuals from speaking openly, although these claims remain unconfirmed. Several older allegations involving Clive Davis have resurfaced during these discussions. Stories about his professional relationship with Luther Vandross have circulated for many years, with some people questioning whether the singer received the recognition and opportunities he deserved. Similar claims have also been made regarding the late Phyllis Hyman. Some critics have argued that her career and personal struggles were not handled fairly, and have speculated that industry decisions favored Whitney Houston's rise to superstardom. These claims have never been fully proven, but they continue to be debated whenever Davis's legacy is discussed. There is no doubt that Clive Davis played a major role in building Whitney Houston into one of the biggest stars in music history. He recognized her extraordinary talent early in her career and helped guide many of the projects that turned her into a global icon. Her record-breaking albums, unforgettable songs, and worldwide success were all connected in some way to his leadership. His business decisions helped create an entertainment empire that benefited both Whitney and the companies behind her music. At the same time, many discussions today focus on the balance of power between artists and the executives who manage their careers. Critics have often argued that record labels and managers can earn enormous profits while performers have limited control over their own music, finances, and creative direction. According to this viewpoint, tension can grow when an artist becomes successful enough to seek greater independence. Once a performer wants more ownership over their work or a larger share of the earnings, disagreements with those in charge may become much more serious. Some insiders believe this issue is connected to what Bobby Brown has hinted about over the years. He has made comments in interviews, written about certain experiences in his memoir, and occasionally shared emotional remarks that suggested he knows more than he has publicly revealed. While he has never clearly explained everything he believes happened, his statements have encouraged years of speculation. Many people who followed these interviews felt that Bobby often stopped just short of saying exactly what was on his mind. Observers have also noticed that Bobby sometimes appeared uncomfortable or cautious whenever conversations turned toward Whitney's final years, or the people surrounding her career. Supporters of various theories have interpreted his behavior in different ways, with some believing he was worried about speaking too openly. Others argue that these moments simply reflected the emotional pain of discussing the loss of someone he loved. Whatever the reason, his comments have continued to attract attention because they often leave important questions unanswered. At the same time, Bobby Brown's own past remains an important part of this story. He has openly admitted that his marriage with Whitney Houston included painful and destructive moments. In his own interviews, he acknowledged that he struck Whitney during a difficult period while trying to stay sober. He has also spoken honestly about how both of them struggled with substance abuse, describing a lifestyle that deeply affected their family. According to Bobby, There were times when he and Whitney isolated themselves inside their home while their daughter, Bobby Christina, was cared for by nannies in another part of the house. These details came directly from Bobby himself rather than from tabloid reports. For many years, Bobby has faced accusations that he introduced Whitney to harder drugs, something he has repeatedly denied. He has consistently argued that the situation was far more complicated than the public believed, and has rejected claims that he alone was responsible for her addiction. The debate over who should bear responsibility has continued for decades, with different people offering different versions of events. As conversations surrounding Clive Davis's legacy continue, many are now wondering whether Bobby Brown will finally decide to explain everything he believes happened. Whether he chooses to do so or not, the renewed public interest has once again placed Whitney Houston's life, career, and lasting legacy at the center of a conversation that refuses to fade away. Bobby Brown has always shared a different version of how his struggles with drugs began. According to him, his early years with the group New Edition involved drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana like many young performers at the time. He insists that his use of harder drugs did not begin until much later. Bobby has also repeatedly denied the long-standing accusation that he introduced Whitney Houston to serious drug use. He has said that Whitney already had experience with drugs before they became a couple. As he once explained, there was no introducing her to anything. She already knew what she knew. Even though he has repeated this statement over the years, many people have continued to believe the opposite. Part of the reason the public never changed its opinion is that Bobby often shared personal stories that seemed to hurt his own image. One of the most talked about examples involved their wedding day. Bobby claimed that before the ceremony, he saw Whitney using cocaine, and that she even offered him some. That story shocked many people because it suggested that drug use was already part of their relationship from the very beginning. Instead of helping Bobby defend himself, the story reinforced the public's belief that the couple lived in an unhealthy environment surrounded by addiction. As the years passed, their personal struggles became impossible to hide. In 2001, authorities in Hawaii found Whitney in possession of a controlled substance. The incident became major news and increased public attention on both Whitney and Bobby. From that point forward, newspapers, television programs, and celebrity magazines regularly reported on their relationship and their battles with substance abuse. Their private lives became constant entertainment for the media, making it difficult for either of them to escape public criticism. By the time the reality television show Being Bobby Brown premiered in 2005, many people were already familiar with the couple's troubles. The series followed Bobby's career and family life while also showing Whitney in many scenes. Although the program was officially centered on Bobby, Whitney quickly became the main focus because of her worldwide fame. Bobby reportedly believed the show would help people understand him better and allow viewers to see another side of his personality. Instead, the series had the opposite effect. The cameras captured many uncomfortable, emotional, and chaotic moments inside their home. Rather than improving Bobby's reputation, the show made many viewers see him in an even more negative light. One particular scene became unforgettable. Bobby casually described cleaning Whitney after she had lost control of her bodily functions, speaking about the situation in a cheerful way that many people found shocking and inappropriate. The moment spread quickly and became one of the most discussed scenes from the entire series. For years afterward, it was used as an example of the unhealthy relationship between the two stars. Because of moments like that, a large part of the public came to believe that Bobby Brown was mainly responsible for Whitney Houston's decline. Many people blamed him for her addiction, her personal struggles, and the difficulties she faced during the later years of her life. Considering everything that became public, it is understandable why so many viewers reached that conclusion. At the same time, there is another side to the story that continues to attract attention. Regardless of Bobby's own mistakes, he spent many years closer to Whitney than almost anyone else. As her husband, he witnessed parts of her life that very few people ever saw. He heard her private conversations, knew about her fears, and understood many of the pressures she faced behind the scenes in the music industry. Because of that close relationship, some people believe Bobby may know details about Whitney's career and personal life that have never been fully revealed. According to people close to Bobby, he chose not to speak openly for many years because he feared the influence of powerful people in the entertainment business. Some claim Whitney warned him about certain individuals and shared concerns about what was happening behind the scenes. Bobby has hinted during several interviews that Whitney told him things about Clive Davis and about the music industry that deeply troubled her. However, he has never fully explained those conversations in public, leaving many people wondering whether there is more to the story than has been revealed. Some reports from the period before Whitney's death present a different picture from the one many people remember. Instead of continuing to lose control, these reports suggest that she had been working to become sober and was trying to rebuild both her career and her personal life. She was reportedly focused on regaining control of her finances, making her own decisions, and becoming more independent after years of personal struggles. Supporters of this view argue that greater independence could have changed the business relationships around her. If Whitney gained more control over her music and finances, other people connected to her career might have had less influence. These claims remain subjects of debate, but they continue to appear in discussions about her final years. Whitney Houston's death has also remained the center of many unanswered questions. One detail that continues to stand out is what happened at the hotel after she died. Emergency responders pronounced her dead in her room, yet the pre-Grammy party hosted by Clive Davis continued as planned downstairs. While investigators worked inside the hotel, invited guests dressed in formal evening wear continued arriving for the celebration. That contrast left a lasting impression on many people, who felt the situation seemed unusual and difficult to understand. There were also reports that Whitney and Clive Davis had a serious disagreement just 2 days before her death during Grammy weekend. According to those reports, Bobbi Kristina Brown was present for at least part of the conversation, meaning she may have heard things that were never intended for her. The details of that reported argument have never been fully explained, adding even more mystery to an already emotional story. Several years later, another heartbreaking event shocked everyone following the Houston family. On January 31, 2015, Bobbi Kristina Brown was found unconscious in the bathtub of the Georgia home she shared with Nick Gordon. She was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Many people were stunned because the circumstances closely resembled the way her mother had died only a few years earlier. The similarities immediately sparked widespread speculation and intense media coverage. Despite months of medical care, Bobbi Kristina never recovered. She remained under hospice care and passed away on July 26, 2015, bringing another tragic chapter to a family whose story had already touched millions of people around them. The Fulton County Medical Examiner determined that Bobbi Kristina Brown's death was caused by a combination of drowning and drug intoxication. According to the official report, toxicology tests found alcohol, a cocaine-related substance, and prescription medications used for anxiety and sedation in her body. Although these findings explained what substances were present, investigators could not determine whether her death was accidental or intentional. Because there was not enough evidence to reach a definite conclusion, that question has remained unanswered for years. The uncertainty surrounding the case has continued to fuel public debate and speculation. One reason so many people remain interested in Bobbi Kristina's death is the possibility that she may have known important information before she died. According to various reports, she was present during some of the disagreements between her mother, Whitney Houston, and music executive Clive Davis in the days leading up to Whitney's death. One report claims that she witnessed at least part of a serious argument that happened just 2 days before Whitney passed away. If those reports are accurate, Bobbi Kristina may have overheard conversations that were never meant for her to hear. However, no one knows exactly what she may have learned during those moments. There has never been clear evidence showing whether she later shared any of that information with her father, Bobby Brown, or with anyone else she trusted. It is also unknown whether anything she might have known had any connection to the events that followed. These unanswered questions have remained part of the public discussion, because no official explanation has ever addressed them completely. What makes the story even more emotional for many people is the striking similarity between the deaths of Whitney Houston and Bobbi Kristina Brown. Both were found unconscious in bathtubs, and both cases involved drugs in their systems. Those similarities have led to years of public speculation, even though investigators have never officially concluded that the two deaths were directly connected. For many observers, the resemblance between the circumstances has been difficult to ignore. Over the years, Bobby Brown has repeatedly spoken about Nick Gordon, who was Bobbi Kristina's boyfriend at the time she was found unconscious. During several interviews, Bobby expressed his belief that Gordon knew exactly what happened on the night his daughter was injured. Bobby has said that he believes Gordon had important information that was never fully revealed to the public. While Bobby admitted that he did not personally know everything that took place, he has consistently argued that Gordon did. Bobby has also suggested that there were deeper issues behind the story than most people realized. His comments have led to many different theories, with some people believing there were powerful individuals working behind the scenes whose actions were never properly examined. Others strongly disagree with those claims and point out that no public evidence has confirmed such allegations. As a result, these ideas remain subjects of speculation rather than established fact. Some supporters of Bobby Brown believe he has spent many years carrying most of the public blame for Whitney Houston's struggles, while other people connected to her life escape similar criticism. Because of his reputation as the bad boy of the relationship, many viewers and fans quickly placed responsibility on him whenever Whitney's personal problems were discussed. Bobby has acknowledged many of his own mistakes, but those close to him now claim that he wants the public to hear the complete story from his perspective, instead of only the version that has circulated for decades. According to people familiar with Bobby's thinking, he may finally be ready to speak openly about conversations he says he had with Whitney during their marriage. Reports suggest that he wants to explain what Whitney told him about her experiences in the music industry and identify the people he believes played significant roles during the difficult years of her life. Whether he will actually share those details publicly remains uncertain, but the possibility has generated renewed interest in this long-running story. Even if Bobby decides to speak, his claims would still need supporting evidence before they could change public understanding of Whitney Houston's death. Personal memories and interviews can provide valuable insight, but they do not automatically prove that every allegation is true. Any new information would likely be carefully examined by the public, journalists, and others familiar with the events surrounding Whitney's life. Still, Bobby Brown occupies a unique position in this story. As Whitney Houston's former husband, he spent many years with her during both the happiest and most difficult periods of her life. He witnessed private moments that few other people ever saw, making his perspective different from that of outside observers. Because of that, many people remain interested in hearing anything new he may have to say. The recent passing of Clive Davis has added another layer to these discussions. Some believe Bobby may now feel more comfortable speaking than he did in previous years, while others believe he will continue to keep certain details private. At this point, no one knows whether he plans to reveal new information or whether his future comments will answer the questions that have surrounded Whitney Houston's death for so long. For now, many of the biggest mysteries remain unresolved. The official investigations have reached their conclusions, but public curiosity has never disappeared. As long as important questions remain unanswered, people will continue discussing Whitney Houston, Bobbi Kristina Brown, Bobby Brown, and the events that changed their families' lives forever. Whether any future statements from Bobby Brown provide new clarity, or simply add another perspective to an already complicated story, is something that only time will reveal.